Hey everybody, welcome into TexAgs Rewind. I am David Nuno, Luke Evangelist there at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. A very, I don't know, cocky is the right word. So you had
David, wait, sorry. Got some breaking news here. Actually, literally want to report it. Excuse me.
Okay.
It's shocking, I know. Coming through on Twitter, Luke Evangelist, the 5'11", 160, 6-star athlete, number one in the USA, lacrosse player, just committed to Texas A&M.
To not play lacrosse.
No, he's going to play all sports, like every single one. He's going to play wide receiver. He's going to be the shortstop for Aggie baseball, point guard. So we got some highlights here. This is what everyone saw. And just, my gosh, look at that speed. Look at the way he attacks the what do you call a lacrosse ball? Lacrosse ball? Is there a certain word for it? I don't know, but
I use it as a massager.
Yeah, just watch this one. I think this is where he just zips it in. Zap! Bang!
Hey,
Luke Good from 30 yards.
Luke, legit lacrosse player. Like, legit. Like, I'll give you props. I don't know why. Was there a basketball huddle that I'm missing? Because I searched deep into the internet, didn't find one where you were talking about your three-point shot.
Yeah, no, maybe the basketball is unlisted, but yeah, the lacrosse highlights are readily available. First of all, what a great pickup for Texas A&M. I mean, they've really been needing somebody to bring a spark to all their sports. So I think he's the first 6-star athlete ever to commit to A&M. So, yeah, big things ahead for Luke, I'm sure.
I don't even know how to respond to that, so I'm just going to get to the business at hand. He's telling me he's going to destroy me in basketball, which, by the way, if you're 5'10", 160...
5'11"?
Whatever, you could be 5'11", 160. Like, I'm just saying, like, you ain't going to stop me in the paint. That's just a fact.
If you ever get the ball. We're playing make it, take it. It's just 3, bang, 3, bang,
bang,
3.
So
bang.
Can you make shots from? Am I allowed to cover you all the way around?
Yeah, but you won't be able to.
Why?
Because I'm him. I'm Himothy.
Then how come you didn't have any colleges calling you?
My recruitment was a bit controversial. Yeah.
Again, as we get back on track, just so you're aware, I stopped. Maybe he was 70 years old. A Hall of Famer in Calvin Murphy. I think I can stop a lacrosse player playing basketball. That is just my opinion. But I don't know. I haven't seen you play, so maybe. What do we have on the show today, Luke?
We had Billy Liucci.
He's good.
Yeah, he was good. We had Jason.
He was dressed up like a Detroit Lions super fan.
Yeah, like when you're a kid and your parents let you go into the team store for the first time and they say get everything. That was what Billy was wearing. We had Jason Howell on the show.
He was good. We did Recruiting Country, and we had Justin Lanham getting us ready for the A&M-Missouri basketball game later on tonight. Charean Williams, Aggies in the NFL, that and more. It's the TexAgs Rewind. Check it out.
My number one vote was D'Amico Ryans, but I think it's going to come down to D'Amico Ryans or Kevin Stefanski. The Browns started 5 different quarterbacks and obviously got to the playoffs with starting 5 different quarterbacks. And I'm not going to be surprised if it's Stefanski. I am going to be disappointed if it's Stefanski because I've said all season it should be D'Amico Ryans. 11 total wins the last 3 seasons combined. This year they had 10 wins and got to the postseason, won the division. Nobody, and I mean nobody, saw that coming. Vegas had them the 31st odds to even make the postseason, and their Super Bowl odds, I think, were 20,000 to 1, something like that. It was outrageous. Whatever the odds were just incredible. So they had basically were given no chance going into this season and really had, I think, just one of the more surprising seasons we've seen in recent memory.
All right, let's do it. Aggies in the NFL. I'll let you start it off.
Well, let's do a couple of honorable mentions. Justin Matabike, 3 tackles, 2 quarterback hits. Tyrell Dodson, 8 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Number 3, Josh Reynolds. He only had 2 catches, 27 yards, but one of those was a touchdown, a big touchdown there. Got wide open in the end zone, made the touchdown. Number 2, Mike Evans had some early drops, but ended up with 8 catches, 147 yards, and 1 touchdown. That catch he made there down to the 1.5 yard line was just amazing. And so he's going to end up somewhere with somebody, and it's going to be another very good receiver for somebody this offseason. He's going to make some money. Even at his age, I think teams are going to be willing to pay him. He said after the game he wants to stay in Tampa. We'll see if that happens. He's going to hit the open market more than likely, so he'll have his choice of teams. And probably, like it always does, will come down to money. Number 1, I'm going to go with Aaron Glenn because, again, like I said, I just don't think the Lions have all that much talent on defense. And his defensive play calling this weekend was just outstanding with the blitzes that he called and getting after the quarterback and doing the things that they did with the lack of talent that they had, and then Barnes making the interception there to seal it at the end. I just think he had just a great, great day, has had a great year. I think with what's happened, I do think that there's a really good chance that he's going to get a chance to be a head coach in the NFL for next season.
And a real opportunity from a schedule perspective.
Yeah, there is. And you've got a great opportunity in this Mizzou game to continue to kind of climb the ladder there. And that's the good thing. I think we said it a while back. I think there's a lot of teams that are just kind of hanging around kind of that middle of the pack, and that gives you an opportunity whenever you started as bad as you did. And so again, I like our chances the next 4 games. I like our chances against Mizzou. I really do. I think Mizzou is going to be a test, but I do think I like our chances the next 4 games for sure.
Yeah, Ole Miss, a little vulnerable. Florida in the same boat, and then in Missouri again. So before you take on number 5 Tennessee, I'm not saying. I mean, it'd be great if they won all those games, right? But if you are, 4-1 in that stretch, 3-2, you're right back in the middle, where you're striking distance of those higher seeds.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all you can ask for going into a game against Tennessee. You've got to have a little bit of confidence going forward, because this, like I said, they've already started off, rough, but I think that they can get that. I do think tonight, or the Mizzou game tonight, I do think we have to capitalize on some things. Missouri has a 7'5" kid, and when he gets in the game tonight, man, I hope we push the ball at him. I hope that we run and they feel like they have to take him out of the game. I think tonight defensively is going to be tough for us. Dennis Gates does a great job. They run a lot of 5-out motion, and so I'll be curious to see how our bigs defend some of these guards. They really spread it out. I mean, you'll see them. They're 5-out. They're all on the perimeter until they get that big 7'5" kid in, and so It'll be interesting to see how we guard them.
Jordan Peterson. Thoughts on the hire? That's what you were alluding to for a little bit, and they ended up getting it done.
Well, I think it was an opportunity, like I said, to upgrade. Some would say, well, look, they would look at what's his name? I've already forgotten, from Auburn. They'll look at his resume and go, well, he's Wesley McGriff. He's been around for a long time. I think Elko going young, and you look at that side of the ball, and Ish has been with Elko for a few years, and he's been here. Tony Jarrett-Eddie's getting his shot, but he's been here for a while now. He's been really learning. He learned a lot under Terry Price and Elijah Robinson, and I think they were really impressed with what he did in terms of not only the recruiting front, but helping them keep that roster together. I mean, look at the defensive line. You lost Walter Nolan, which I think he was hell-bent on, leaving and going where he could max out, NIL and that, and so that happened to be Ole Miss. Sean Spencer's got some real experience. Jay Bateman's got real experience. And then Jordan Peterson is considered a real up-and-comer, and you're bringing him back to Aggieland. Kansas, and when I say this, I know some people there. They did, and you could see on Twitter, if you don't need to know anyone to read on Twitter how crushed they were that he was leaving. And I mean, when he left and when Colin Klein left, those fans at those places are really, really not happy. And that's, like I've said before, that's never a bad sign. But Jordan, the Kansas folks were really bummed. That was their co-DC. He gets the same title here. He coached 2 safeties this year, or 2 DBs he coached, because he had the secondary. One at Kansas was a first-team All-Big 12 pick. Another was a second-team All-Big 12 pick. And on top of that, he's rated as the number one by one. I think it was either 247 or On3, rated as the number 1 recruiter this cycle in the Big 12.
Over the weekend, Robert Borden, the offensive lineman who was committed to Duke, did visit, and it seemed to be a success because just yesterday we found out he's coming here at A&M. Let's kind of break that down.
Yeah, going into the visit, there was a lot of thought. A&M had a really strong chance to flip him. Coach Elko and Coach Cushing played a huge role in him choosing Duke in the first place. They had established strong relationship there, and knew that he really valued that education aspect and really fit what they wanted to do. I think Billy mentioned it. This is the only high school signee, the Dukes or high school commit, I guess, of Dukes that they targeted once they got to Texas A&M, and he was, targeted pretty early on. Once Cushing arrived at A&M, that was a guy that I think they really wanted. So getting him on his visit, his parents joined him, getting everybody on the same page. And once all that happened, it was a matter of time before I think they were able to get it across the finish line. And last night he pulled that trigger. So, but really love the addition. Really athletic. We talked about all region in lacrosse. He was all state in football, played on both sides of the ball. Left tackle, got in at defensive end and D tackle, made some things happen at Collierville. This is a guy who 6'6", 295, man. He does some pretty unique things and has some really strong gifts. And I love the intelligence aspect he brings to the table. Originally chose Duke over Vanderbilt, Stanford, and Purdue. So he brings a lot to the table, and a great addition to make it a 4-man offensive line class.
All right, lacrosse man, tell the people what to do.
Okay, you're going to want to like, comment, subscribe, follow TexAgs on all social media platforms, and be on the lookout for more breaking news from 4 stars, 5 stars, and 6 stars committing to Texas A&M.
Goodness gracious. We'll see you tomorrow.